All right, good morning, biology students, or again, good afternoon or good evening. I thought you may want to check in and make sure that your biology teacher is alive. So I assure you, I'm not a puppet. Anyway, today you're going to be doing a lab. All right, I know what you're thinking. Hey, we're not in a science lab. How are we going to do this? I'm going to show you. Below this video is going to be a link, but I wanted to do the video first, put the link underneath of it. So what you're going to do is you're going to click below this video once I have it, and it's going to look like this. All right, there's gonna be 5 steps to this. And it's gonna take you a little bit of time, so take your time with it. And actually this lab isn't gonna be due until Tuesday. So that way, if you struggle, you have time over the weekend, today, to email, to look at it. 5 steps, but once you have the data, it's going to be really easy. Okay, so the first thing that I have for you here is just instructions on what you're going to do. Make sure you read through that. In fact, you can't move on until you do. You can click next. I wouldn't do that. Make sure you read through it and understand what's going on, what I'm asking of you. Because the second thing that's going to pop up if you don't read through it, it's going to be confusing. It's going to look like this. Lots of squares, all right? So what you're going to be doing is looking at some information, some data on chimpanzees and also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different hominids. I love this part. I can't believe I missed this part with you. Anyway, this was going to be a lot of fun. So I don't want you to miss out completely. If we come back in May, I'll make sure we do this lab. In the meantime, these are 7 organisms across the top. All right, chimpanzees are our closest living relatives, although you probably didn't know there's a lot of extinct hominids that are much closer to us than those. You're going to find out information. What type of information? That is over here on the left. Where they're found, their height, their posture. Biped means walked on 2 legs. Quadruped means walked on 4. Whether they were a walker, a climber, or both. Brow ridge, this is our brow ridge. All right, we don't have a very prominent brow ridge. In fact, I don't even have much here. But some hominids did. You'll see that. Canine size, these are your canines up here. Body proportions, don't worry about this too much. If it's modern, all right, when you look at hands, they're not going to go past the knees. More primitive hominids went past the knees. Evidence of tool use, yes or no. Their brain size, I'm going to give that to you in some data. Evidence of hunting, yes, no. Did they use fire, yes, no. Art and religion, yes, no. And an overall impression, again, don't worry about this too much, but you're going to see this change from more chimpy-like organisms. Chimps are very chimpy-like to us. We're in one of these 2 columns here. And you're going to see this change over a long period of time, okay? So with that, you're going to go to the third thing on here, which is once you have that. Now, you don't have to print out that data sheet. You can take a picture of it. You can have a window open and look at that. But you're going to fill in those blanks, all right? Where you're going to get that information is from the third step. Third step has all the information you need about all that. So like here, these are our different organisms. This is where they're from. This is their age. Already you have that information. You can get other things like height and weight and brain size. These are in cubic centimeters, if you wondered what cc's are. And you're going to keep collecting all that information from feet, hands, brain volume. And then there's some really cool pictures, some stuff that you get to see in the lab that I just had to give you pictures with, some information you're going to get about tool use and fires and what types of organisms they ate and all that kind of good stuff. Flint knapping, if you don't know what that is, the types of tools they use. No, I won't go into it too much. The fourth step, so that is the third step. The fourth step is the actual test, if you will, for this lab. It's not the overall test. It is just for this lab to make sure that you did what you're supposed to do. There's 10 questions, 15 points. If you have that data sheet filled out, you're going to ace this part, all right? Don't do this until you get your data sheet filled out. The very last step is the results of it. I'm not going to show that to you because you'll freeze it and then write it down because you're pretty smart. So anyway, make sure you do those things. If you have any questions, feel free to email me. I'll be here to support you. Enjoy. This is a lot of fun.